Good morning and welcome to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living, where we come together as one, providing spiritual tools for daily living. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Reverend Tucker. I'm the senior minister here at the Oasis. And in honor of the time change, we're in our jammies. In case you're wondering why I look like I'm wearing my jammies, I am. I just rolled out of bed. It actually works better on the other end of it when daylight savings time happens, because we lose an hour. This way we gained an hour, but still, it's nice to be able to wear pajamas to church. I think we used to love to do that as a congregation. So anyway, I always like to introduce this wonderful team that God has provided me. And let's start out with Faith. Faith has been my assistant basically since the day she was born. I'd put her on the pulpit with me on the podium when I would do announcements. So she'd just sit there and gurgle and laugh and, just be joyous. Help me do those announcements. And then when she got older, she and her sister used to pass out affirmation cards at the end, kind of like ushers. So about 5 years ago, she became my official assistant, both in my other business and the business of the church. So, and she's the one behind the scenes that does everything. All I do is talk. She's got the harder job because I can multitask usually, but I can't multitask when I speak. So she's the one that answers you if you say hi, hello, good morning. And if you ask any questions, she's the one that answers. It says it's me, but it's really her. But she grew up like 6 blocks away from my house and spent a fair amount of time at my house when she was growing up. So she knows me better than I know myself. Between us, we usually have a brain, right, Faith?
About something like that.
And then she's also our soloist. Oh, we're not doing that today. That's right. I have a surprise for you, but I think I'm going to do it at the end instead of in the beginning because we're not sure if they'll mute us or not. So she's not singing today, but she's singing in spirit. Thank you for being here, darling. Love you.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness. And then there's my partner in crime, the wise and powerful Oz, who's been with me since 1998. That's quite a while. So how many years is that? That's a lot of years.
25. Yeah, 25 years.
Yeah. Was my board president for many, many years, and then and was my first baby practitioner. And then he moved off to Florida, so we lost him in the service for a while. But now with this software, we can have him back. So here he is from Florida, the wise and powerful Oz. And he is our practitioner of the day, meaning that he does the pray-ins and the pray-outs, and he's available at the very end for our 1-minute miracle. So thank you for being here, Oz. We love you. Oh, and today I'm going to be talking about gratitude. Actually, this is the month of gratitude, so we're going to be talking about gratitude all month. Well, the next 3 weeks anyway. So this is week 1. And I also like to introduce my adjunct music team because I could not do this without them. Albertina Giuffre was our soloist from 2000 until just a couple of years ago when she needed a break. And now she appears occasionally. We call her in for holidays and that kind of thing. And then we have Reverend Fairy Lane Silver out in Florida, who, I bought all of her CDs a long time ago, but I love her music. She wrote a lot of it while she was in practitioner training, and so we use a lot of her music. And then Karen Drucker, who was the music director for about 3 of our churches in religious science. And she gifted us with her entire collection of about 200 CDs. So with their permission, these 2 ladies' permission, they don't appear on camera, but we use their music. And it allows us to have an actual service instead of you just listening to me talk for an hour, which I think is much better when we can have a real service. So there you go. All right. So if you're here, say hi, hello, good morning, however you like to greet us. When we're in a facility, I can look out and see who's here. But with this software, I don't have that ability. It just tells me how many people are here. It doesn't tell me who they are. So say hi, hello, good morning, however you want to greet us, and Faith will answer you as me. And if you're stopping by later, just say hi, just to let me know that you stopped by. All right. And then if you'd like to do a watch party, it's a really good way for people to see what kind of service they can get on a Sunday morning when they join us. Also, because it's private, sort of, you can talk amongst yourselves and you don't bother anybody else. So it's a great way for them to get their questions answered. So hit that watch party button, invite all your friends, and enjoy the service. All right. I'd like to invite you right now to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allow the service to uplift and inspire you as we move into our centering song.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Presence of God right here, right now. For God, as we conceive of it, is all there can be, and the complete accompaniment of all of the universe, as it is now, as it has been, as it will be, and as it could probably and possibly be. All of that is encompassed in this one greater being that we think of as God. And I know that the presence of God permeates every situation and everything and everyone. It is who I am, it is who you are, it is who we all are, and we all could be. I know that there is a perfect solution for each situation, and I allow that to unfold and manifest itself through our service, through our week, through our lives. We allow the presence of God to perfect and saturate every experience, knowing that this infinite force for goodness manifests itself as who and what we are, right here, right now. And I give thanks that this is so, for I know it is good and very good. And I let it be. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Oz. All right. This next song is one that Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver wrote while she was in practitioner training. It's a great way for us to remember that we are connected, that all of us are connected. It's called We Are All One. If you know the words, sing it loud and sing it proud, because you can't bother anybody. You're at home. But also, if you don't know the words, learn them, because it is a really good way to remind yourself how connected you are to everything.
We are all one, we are all one, we are all one in it. I hear it and know it, my being. Spirit is all I am seeing, for God is all there is. Grateful am I to be living, open to what I receive, honoring what I've been given, sharing now what I believe. I remember the oneness around me. I surrender to infinite light, knowing the love that's surrounding me is within me by day and
All right. Yes, we are all one in it. Such a basis of our philosophy. If you're here, please say hi, hello, good morning, however you'd like to greet us. If we're in a facility, I can look out and I can see who's here, and I don't have that ability with the software. So it just lets me know who the audience is. I can see a count of how many people are here, but I don't get to see the names or anything. So, and if you're stopping by later, say hi just to let me know that you were here. Also, if you like something you hear, whether it's something that I say or is sung, or if Oz is something that Oz prays, use that like button, that thumbs up button. If you love something that you hear, always send us hearts. We love to get love. I see you already got love from somebody here. Who did I? Oh, hi. Thank you, Kimmy. Not Kim at Oz's house, but Kimmy Albright. Oh, goodness. Anyway, and if something strikes you as powerful, something that is said or sung or prayed, by all means, use the wow button and let us know. That feedback is very important to us because it lets us know that we are on track. All right. Since I'm not going to have Faith sing anything, I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to do a video at the end. That's a little teaser for you. So, today's topic, like I said, is gratitude, and this is week 1. We're having a month of gratitude. I like to have gratitude month because since we started having the pandemic and we're not getting together with family on Thanksgiving, maybe some people are now, I still can't. For those of you who don't know, my husband had a lung transplant, and just recently he started to reject the lung, and so they they did a central line from his carotid artery into his heart and gave him 3 doses of rabbit T cells and bunny rabbit T cells. And so what that did is that killed off all of his own T cells. And when he regrows T cells, then hopefully it will show that the lung is like factory equipment, that it's been there all along. It's not an invader, so it doesn't want to reject it anymore. We will find that out probably the middle of November. He's going in for another biopsy on November 10th. But because of that, I probably will never be able to have another Thanksgiving or Christmas with my family. Just the way it is. So I like to do, since we started all of this, I have liked to do the month of gratitude, because that way, instead of us just sitting around the table saying what we give thanks for in one night, we're focused on that gratitude all month long. So that's what we're doing. And this sermon is actually inspired by a bumper sticker that I saw on this car, and it said, "Bless the whole world, no exception." And I thought, oh, what a great sentiment to have, because I think sometimes as we walk through life, we bless a lot of people, but we unbless other people, right? They do something and we get mad at them and whatever, and we just don't include them in our blessing. But truly, when you want the blessing for yourself, you need to bless the whole world. And it doesn't matter who they are, no exceptions. That doesn't mean that you condone everything that they do, but it does mean that you are including them in blessing, because blessing and gratitude are connected. And truly, if I'm blessing something, I'm in a state of gratitude for everything that I experience, whether it's good or not, or it appears to be good or not. Let's put it that way. And I was listening to Abraham Hicks one time, and he was talking about giving thanks for those things that produce solutions to problems. And one of those things was to say thank you to people for the arguments that you're having, because that produces a solution to a relationship problem. And I thought, oh, what an interesting tact to say thank you for having this argument with me so we can reach this resolution. I mean, it's easy to say thank you after the fact. So thank you for, working through this with me. It's one thing to do that. It's a whole other thing in the middle of this argument to say thank you so much for arguing with me so we can reach a resolution, right? But if we can learn to practice that while we're in the midst of the argument, we can get to the resolution a lot quicker, and it will establish the feeling of gratitude within us, if that makes any sense. And like when people, I always talk about this, like when people come up and they say something and you get stimulated by it, or you get activated by it, or triggered, however you want to put it, to say thank you for sharing. And for many years, I thought that was like a really sarcastic thing, like, oh, thank you for sharing. But I've realized along the way that it's really a state of gratitude thing. It's giving thanks for the fact that this person feels safe enough to share their feelings and let you know what's going on. Because realistically, if you don't tell me what's upsetting you, I'd have no way of knowing that. And I'm going along doing it over and over again because I don't know that it's upsetting you, right? So when you say thank you for sharing, what you're really saying to that person is, thank you for having the courage to speak up and say what's on your mind. The other part of that is, rather than reacting, because, there have been a time or two that people have said something to me and I get triggered by it. And I want to say something more than thank you for sharing. But I'm learning more and more not to do that, because I do realize that when I can say thank you for sharing and allow myself to really feel that gratitude, then I am really invoking gratitude in my life. And there's 3 stages for gratitude that I'm going to be talking about this month. The first one is giving thanks for that which you've already gotten. We're really familiar with that. We're really good at it. And usually, although some of us maybe not so much, the second stage of that, and I don't know what I do, okay? Most of us are pretty good at giving thanks for that which we've already received. Not everybody, obviously. And there have been times in my life, I don't know if you can relate to this, where like my bills were $1,000 and I get like $1,000, or I get like $100. And right away I got into that state of mind, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? That's not nearly enough to pay my bills. And when you say that, when you're saying it's not enough, God's answer is always yes, right? Always, always, always yes. So if you say that's not enough, God says, yep, you're right. It's not enough. And so we wind up in a position where it's not enough to pay our bills, right? So what we need to do is to practice the idea that whatever comes, we're grateful for it, because if you reframe it into it's not enough to, wow, I'm 10% there, or say, okay, $100 has come. Now all I need to do is work on the 900. If you reframe that and be grateful for the 100, then you're going to see it's really going to do you some good. You're actually going to see the money come. And the second thing was, the second stage of gratitude is giving thanks for the things that will happen, because that's an act of faith before it comes into being. And it's from the premise that our good has already been given. God has already provided everything we could ever ask for. It's almost like we don't need to ask for it. But in order to get it, we have to sort of set the stage for, this is what I want. Not that God doesn't know already that this is what you want, but we have to set the stage for it. And so in faith, we say, thank you for this, whatever it is. Now, we can use this. It's not just money. It's love, health, any good that you want to attract into your life. Giving thanks for it in advance of it showing up in the physical realm is a great way to attract that good to yourself. Because again, God has already given us everything that we could ask for. But when we invoke it into our reality, it then becomes present in the physical realm, if that makes any sense for you. And we just need to reach out for it and uncover it. Here's the thing, the whole thing with gratitude, and I'm not saying that God is like a person or anything, but God works the same way we do. When we do something for somebody and they go, oh, that wasn't exactly what I wanted, how much do you feel like giving them something else? I personally have a really hard time giving to people like that, because I'm thinking, okay, so I have nowhere to go from there, and I'm not saying God's a person. Again, we believe in a divine intelligence, but the universe works the way the universe works. And the way it works is, if you're not grateful for that which you've been given, no more is coming to you. If you're grateful for what has been given, like you can think in your head, wow, that's really not exactly what I wanted, but you go, God, thank you, God, I'm grateful for this. And you let yourself feel your heart fill with that gratitude, then it's going to attract to you more of the same. Again, what we focus our attention on, we create more of. So if I focus my attention on that's not good enough, or I'm not good enough, or the world is not supportive of me, or however you want to do it, I don't deserve that. Whatever your self-talk is about, if we focus on that, that's what we attract more to us. And if we are filled with gratitude, if we focus on gratitude all the time, being grateful for every little thing that comes, when we do that, we are provided with more of what we focused our attention on, right? And so if somebody gives me something, whether it's something I wanted or not, I'm always thankful for it. If I can't be thankful for the thing itself, I'm thankful that somebody cares enough to give me something. I'm thankful for the thought behind it. I'm thankful for yada, yada, yada. And it's living in that state of grace that allows us to attract to ourselves more of that good. And then the third stage of gratitude, when we've gone past those other two, is that we give thanks constantly because it is our nature. Okay, going back to what I've been saying all along, that we are made of God. When we talk about being made in the image and likeness of God, we're not saying that our features look like God, right? We're not saying I have a white beard, white hair, white robes. I'm not an old man, right? We're not saying that. What we're saying is the creativity, the powerfulness is all part of what has been transmitted to us through us, right? We were born out of God's matter, the actual matter of God. That's what we were made out of. We have a tendency as human doings to try to create God in our own image. So we see God as a man or a woman or, some kind of person that has likes or dislikes and prefers one person over another and holds things against us and punishes us or rewards us for the good things that we do. We start seeing that. When I say we're made in the image and likeness of God, not the other way around, what I'm saying is that all of the qualities that God has, the divine intelligence that is so powerful, that is so beautiful, that is so beloved, all of those qualities are actually inherent within ourselves, right? And gratitude is one of those, it's really our nature to be grateful for everything. But the world has taught us to see things in light of it's not good enough, or that's great, but I need more of it. Or, that's wonderful, but what I really wanted was this over here. The world has taught us to be like that. But our nature, our very nature, being of the God nature, is to feel gratitude for everything that we see and think and do and feel, right? I look out in my yard right now with the trees all stripped of the leaves, right? And I'm grateful that I have these beautiful trees. I'm not upset that the leaves are all gone. I'm grateful that there are trees in my yard. You see, there's a difference in how you look at it. I'm grateful for even traffic because it gives me a chance to check my texts and stuff. I try to find everything in life that would normally bother me and be grateful for it. Because I know that being in that state of gratitude is going to help the flow of traffic go faster. I know that being in the state of gratitude is going to make me enjoy life more. And when you're enjoying life, remember a few weeks ago when I talked about love, and I was saying that nobody loves someone as much as when they're in love, right? When you're in love, you pull to yourself. Everybody, have you ever noticed that? Like when you're in love, everybody's flirting with you. Everybody wants to spend time with you. They fall in love with you because you're in love. And when you're in love, you just exude all of that. And so gratitude is the same way. It's like this magnetic energy that when you're grateful, it just attracts everything to you. It attracts goodness and beauty to us, right? And so in this state of gratitude, when it's just our nature, we're living in that state of grace. And because we're grateful all the time, and it doesn't matter what's going on, if we're having arguments or, people are cutting us off, or we have an illness, or, a lack of money or whatever, all of it is just the experience of gratitude. And that's when we're in that state of gratitude, the attitude of gratitude all the time. And we need not even worry about anything because it's already always there. Oprah Winfrey said on one of her shows, and I just love this because I don't think she is an official religious scientist. She might be, I don't know. But she, every now and then she pops up and says something that sounds so religious science that I have a hard time believing, or, thinking that she didn't get that from us. I don't know. Maybe it's just out in the ethers. I don't know. But I know she's friends with Dr. Michael Beckwith. But it's just funny to hear her say things. And she says, if you focus on what you have, you will end up having more. If you focus on what you lack, you'll never have enough. That's a guarantee. And she said, I'm hoping that you will learn to take this into your heart as I have, and do as we are doing today. We are celebrating gratitude and really trying to inspire a shift in consciousness in this country. And the shift in the country comes with each one of you who hears me today. A different way of looking at your life, being thankful for what you have, and you will always end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, never have enough. Doesn't that sound like religious science to you? So I'm almost positive that she probably attends Michael's church, or Dr. Michael's church. And I know that they are friends, but I find it amazing that she quotes pretty much everything that Ernest Holmes said. So she more than likely does attend his church. I know a lot of people do, like Stevie Wonder and the guy that got in that car accident. I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, and so he has a lot of the celebrity congregants, I know. And so it's possible that she attends church there. But I love the idea that she said that on national TV, because she has, like millions of people that watch her. And so she's been able to do what religious science does in very small proportions. She's been able to inspire the rest of the world to just even think about that for a moment. And so one of the exercises I really love doing in my classes is I hand out these little cards. And let's see if I've got this. This is what I have to look back on previous ones and see if we got it. Let me see. Yeah, I have it. Good. So I do this in my classes, and I've done it in church before, where I've handed these little cards out with a black in the middle, and I've asked people to focus on that black dot for about a minute, and then I ask them what their experience of it is, and usually the black dot just fills the entire card. And so here's what happens. I'm going to put that up here, and I want you to focus in on that circle, that black circle. See that dot, and just don't look around it. Just look right at that dot and just focus on it for a minute. Don't let yourself get sidetracked. Just focus on the dot. What you'll notice is the black dot starts to fill up the page, right? And all you see is the black. You don't see the white space anymore. And that's the point of all of it, because what happens when we're focused on a lack of money or a bad relationship or ill health, if we're only focused on that, then all the rest of the goodness disappears, the goodness all around us. And so when we change our focus instead to a place of recognizing that which isn't in the black dot, the white space around it, that which is not an issue or a problem, then we've created a magnetic force field around us that creates for us that which we would like to have. And we see everything in our lives instead of just the black dot or just the circumstance that we don't want, right? And so when we're never satisfied and we have stressed out, joyless existence that continually draws more of what we don't want, the practice of gratitude is a practice of joy. And that is how we, it's like the antidote to the life we don't want. And so I love this little story that I found, that there was a salesman that had a mule, and he began every trip with saying, thank you, so the mule learned thank you as a go word, right? And then at the end of his trip, he would always say amen, right? And so he trained this mule to start walking if he said, thank you. and stop walking when he said amen. And he sells this mule to this guy, and he's like, oh, it's really cool, thank you. And it stopped when he had, he didn't hear, the mule never heard like, whoa, or, pull back the reins and stop. It only worked with amen. So the salesman forgot to tell him to say amen. He's walking and he gets about to go get off this cliff. And he's like, oh my gosh, stop. Whoa. He's pulling back on the reins. He's doing everything he can think of to get this mule to stop. And they were inches away from the edge of this cliff. And he starts praying and he's like, oh my God, please let this mule stop. Blah, 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 blah. Amen. And the mule stops right at the edge. And, in developing an attitude of gratitude, we need to look at what it is that is in the way of that. Resentment and resentment, right? Resentment and gratitude cannot exist in the same body. So you see, resentment blocks perception and experience of life as a gift. And when that happens, we are unable to experience the beauty of life, the joy of life. And so we have to let go of these resentments. And one of my favorite things to teach in my foundations class is, before giving, be forgiving. Because if you enter into an act of giving while you still have resentment in your heart, you are not creating an experience of giving. You're creating an experience of bribery, so to speak, And so instead of judging circumstances or our experiences for them, when our dog, Chakwa had bone cancer and, his life drastically changed. Instead of grieving, we focused our gratitude for his being with us full of life. And we get, for every little thing that he would do, it was really, really interesting. We were giving him like 6 shots a day. He had bone cancer. And this doctor that we were going to up in Aspen Park, he had this dog who had bone cancer in her head, and her head was all misshapen and everything. But anyway, through these shots, through these injections, her head hardened again. The thing is it hardened with her jaw crooked, so she couldn't eat anything hard, in the rest of her life. But in the meantime, we were starting to give him these injections 6 times a day, and he would hop over he would hear us open the cupboard, and he would hop over and present his neck for us to give him the injection. And I really feel like that was because we were just grateful for his life. We were grateful for him for having a solution to the cancer, whatever. We did take his leg, which is why he hopped over. We took his front leg. And, dogs are really funny. Animals in particular, or animals in general and dogs in particular. We took his leg, and about 4 hours after the surgery, I called to see how he was doing, and the tech goes, let me see, I'll go over there. And he goes over there with the phone, and he goes, wow, he just jumped up, came over to the edge of the cage and started licking my face. He was grateful, you see. And if it was one of us, our human doings, we'd be lamenting that someone took our arm, right? Can you imagine how, I've watched people do this, where they're not grateful to be alive. They're not grateful that, they have a chance to live. They're upset because someone took a part of their body, and then they're going to, lose the ability to do this or lose the ability to do that. So it taught me a lot about gratitude just in that one thing. And, we had in an effort to save his life, we decided that we would get these injections in the tumors themselves, and it would melt the tumor. And had I thought through it more, I think I would have not done it. But I did do it, and it was really kind of too late once I saw him. I went to go pick him up, and they had drains coming out of all these tumors. He had one above his ear, and he had one in his neck, and one in his chest, and they were this big. And he turned away from me when I walked in. And so I knew he was very upset with me. And he was a very clean dog. And so he would shake, and all this rancid stuff would shoot out all over the place. And so he stopped coming for his shots. And so I really feel like I knew that he had decided he was done, that he didn't want the shots anymore. And so we were giving gratitude that we had that time with him. We were giving gratitude for the time that we had, because he lived about 6 months after that. And so I learned a valuable lesson just from that one experience of how gratitude allowed me to really, truly enjoy that last 6 months with him. If I had been in the state of non-gratitude, for example, I probably would have lamented all the things he couldn't do. But he was forever showing me what he could do. That was the other part of that. Like, we thought he couldn't go up and down the stairs, so we were blocking off the stairs. And one day, he wasn't right there, so I thought it was safe to run up the stairs and grab my laundry. And I get up there and I come out with laundry, and there he is at the top of the stairs. I was like, "Oh, you got up the stairs!" And he was so happy. He was wagging his tail, trying to show me, "Hey, I could do things," And it's our perception of things that tell us that it's not a joyful experience, or that it's something we should lament. But in truth, it's stuff we should be grateful for. So how do we begin to cultivate this attitude of gratitude? We begin our day with gratitude for the beautiful day before us. I love Reverend Dr. Marjorie Stamm was so perfect for this. I roomed with her one time in Puerto Vallarta. And for those of you who know her, you know that she walks around all the time going, "Praise God, praise God." But I got to tell you this, in the morning, she swings her legs over the bed, sits up and says, "Praise God, this is the day that God has made," right? And back in those days, I was not a morning girl. So I would like pull the covers down. "Hola, Marjorie." I pull the covers back up, and she would get up and go do her day. But she was the goddess of praise and gratitude. She used to have us in all of her classes. She would pass out these affirmation cards, look for the good and praise it. And we put it, everywhere. I used to have one in my bathroom. It actually fell apart. I left it up there so long. I think it was up there 20 years. Look for the good and praise it, because she was the master at that. And when we first started having our services over at the Sheridan, I'm giving this message and the fire alarm starts to go off, and it's like right here where I'm speaking. And we used to have this other guy, Liniel, that was in the congregation. And he was this really tall guy, but I didn't know when it was going to stop. And I had this audience, and so I continued on my message while the thing was going. And wow, I'm like talking through it. And at the very end, I was just about to go into prayer. Liniel puts his hands up there, and it stopped. But I did my entire thing blaring in my ear. And if I can talk through that, I can do anything. So whenever you run a check, you do so with a sense of gratitude for what you have, instead of wondering if you have enough. I like to say, do this with your Sunday offering. Truly feel grateful that you have the money to contribute to your own spiritual growth. And when you pay your bills, say, "Thank God I have the money enough to pay my bills," and then write "thank you" on each check. And if you're not writing checks these days, usually if you're doing it online, there's usually like a little comment field or something. Just always say thank you. And I like to take gratitude breaks in the middle of the day, where I just think of one thing that I can be grateful for. I did this one workshop one time on a conscious eating experience. And what she did was she spent hours in the preparation of this food. And then we sat and we would take a piece of food in our mouth, and we had to feel it and taste it and experience it. And we weren't allowed to swallow it right away. And then we weren't able to eat the rest of it. We had to take the next thing and do the same thing with it. What was really funny about that is, once you really get into the spirit of it, once you really get into the hang of experiencing each little morsel and doing this conscious awareness of where it came from, all the hands that created it, someone planted a seed, they watered it, the sun, did this. And of course, it was all vegetarian. And then someone harvested it, and then it was, usually chopped into something and then presented to the store, and then you buy it from the store, and then somebody cooks it. And so you went through this whole experience, and it was all an experience of gratitude for all the steps it took to get that bite into your mouth. And I tell you, it made me very thankful for food, and it made me thankful that I didn't have to go through that every time I ate. It was like 2.5 hours to get a meal. Kind of like our service that we do for Passover. You know, it takes us 3 hours before you can get a bite of food. But another thing that I have been practicing is conscious toothbrushing. Because it's so easy to go unconscious while you're brushing your teeth. You know, your mind goes off somewhere else. And what I found is that if I can stay conscious and actually think about each tooth as I'm brushing it, when I can do that, I stay in that state of blessing or gratitude. I don't know why it is exactly that is, but I notice that the more present I am, the more feeling of gratitude that just flows up. Just, I'm not even aware of it sometimes. And then there's affirmations. I love saying affirmations. And my personal favorite is I'm grateful that I'm prosperous, or I'm grateful that I am healthy, or I'm grateful that I have love. I'm grateful that I feel love, you know, that kind of thing. The I am statement is the most powerful statement you can make. So when you say, I'm grateful, I am prosperous, and you say that 100 times a day, 10 times, you know, you do it 10 times and you do that 10 times a day. You can do all kinds of things. Mala beads are a great way to do that, to keep track of how many times you say it. Playing hearts. There's playing cards. I mean, there's 52 cards in the deck. So you take 2 of them out and you go through the deck. However, if you want to do it so that you make sure you say it 100 times a day, finally, at the end of the day, make a list of everything that you're grateful for. Anything that you've received, or anything that's happened, or anything that you may have that other people in a third world country may not have, whatever you can do to put yourself in that state of gratitude. At the end of your day, you will sleep much better, I assure you. And so developing an attitude of gratitude will change your life. So now I'd like everybody to stop what you're doing just for a second, close your eyes, and ask yourself this question. What do I have to be grateful for in this moment? What do I have to be grateful for in this moment? Okay, open your eyes. That's what your gratitude breaks at several times during the day are going to be. You're just going to sit back and say, what do I have to be grateful for in this moment? And we're going to take those gratitude breaks and do that really quickly and see how we feel as the evidence. So this month, I'd like you to practice that every day if at all possible. Be grateful for what you've received. Be grateful for what you will receive. And be grateful because it is your nature to be grateful. Express gratitude. Don't get out of the bed without blessing the day. Take gratitude. You could even do it Marjorie's way. Praise God. This is the day that God has made. I just like to say, thank you, God. And I look around and it's like, thank you. I'm alive. I woke up today. But remember the affirmation, I am grateful that I'm prosperous. I am grateful that I am well, healthy, however you want to do it. I'm grateful that I feel loved. And this week, bless all the food you eat, knowing it nourishes your body, your mind, and your spirit. Let's have a correct one. Let's have a correct one. Let's have a prayer. I don't know what is wrong. Right now, I just tune my awareness to the infinite power, the infinite presence of God. To that place within me that knows beyond human understanding just how powerful, how present, how beautiful God is. For God is simply all there ever has been, all there ever will be, all there is right here, right now. Only God. And so that is where I find myself. In the midst of God, my very essence, my very life, my very being. It is who and what I am. And every thought, every action, every deed is guided and led by that one ancient wisdom of the ages that is God within me, that flows through me. I know the same truth to be so for this wonderful team that God has provided me. For they are human doings having a spiritual experience. Spiritual beings having a human experience. And it is that connection that we feel through and through. That ancient wisdom of the ages that flows through us, that is the information on what we must do in this human doing this that we are. I know the same truth to be so for every person who is watching, either now or later. For there is no place where one leaves off and the other begins. There is only God, one power, one presence, one life. Mitakuye Oyasin, all my brethren, we are one. We are connected. And so this coming week is blessed. I bless it right now because I do know that as we express gratitude, as we feel that gratitude, as we work our gratitude, our world begins to shift and change into a beautiful blessing of life that provides whatever it is that we need, whether that be prosperity or love or health, all is provided. And so with our gratitude being that magnetic force, we pull into us all of the good that we desire and celebrate it as it comes in whatever form it comes in. I know that for every name in the ministry of prayer today, because I know whatever condition they are experiencing, God is the answer. God is the power underneath that bursts forward as I pull back the veil and reveal it as truth. I claim this good in their name as good and very good, and I give thanks that it is so. My heart fills with gratitude to know it, to claim it, and to be of service in this way, as I just let this be. And so it is. Amen. Oof. Okay. So far, I'm keeping my voice mostly. It keeps threatening, so just be on alert here, Faith. All right, this is our opportunity to receive your gifts, tithes, and offerings, and your opportunity to express gratitude for that which you have seen in the physical realm and that which you have created in the mind of God, which you may not have experienced in the physical realm yet, but it is on its way. So we're practicing both that first and second mode of gratitude here. And in a minute, I'm going to send you to oasiscsl.org, where 2/3 down the page is our offering affirmation. And underneath that is the Contribute Now button. But I want to talk about the Contribute Now button before I send you there, because I want you to be aware of what you're contributing to. We do not have a facility, so you are not contributing to rent. There's no utilities. There's no, minister salary. You're not contributing to any of those things. Our vision is to be a global reality, that we want the message of God to reach as many people as possible in the global world, that each person is uplifted and inspired by God's message. And our way of delivering that message costs money to do the marketing. We already have people who have joined us from the UK, from Germany, and from the Netherlands or Holland. But we want to reach the entire world. We would really like to be able to say that we are healing the world one person at a time. That's our actual vision. Healing the world one person at a time. And so that's why I say when you're contributing to that message getting out into the global world. And so it's a very worthy thing that you're contributing to. All right. So I'd like to invite you right now, whether you're viewing this in real time or you're viewing it later on, please go with me now to www.oasiscsl.org. And about 2/3 down the page is our offering affirmation. Please say that with me now. This perfect gift is spirit and form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive, and so it is. All right, now hit that Contribute Now button and let's get this message out to the world. Let's get God's message out to the world. Okay. All right, we have this wonderful team of licensed practitioners from coast to coast who serve on our ministry of prayer. They are the healing arm of the church, but also they are the ones who do prayer every day for a week for anyone who requests it. And we call that team the God Squad. Okay. And so if you would like prayer for something, please, in the comment section, put what you would like prayer for. And if you don't want that to be public, then by all means, DM Faith or Oz or myself, and we'll make sure that it gets onto that private facing group page on Facebook that is for the God Squad, so that they can do prayer every day for a week. If you would like to be part of the God Squad and you're not a licensed practitioner for that purpose only, as long as you are willing to do affirmative prayer, no beseeching, no asking, we're doing spiritual mind treatment, and you are willing to keep those requests confidential, meaning you don't even tell your spouse about them, or your kids or your friends or anybody. You don't tell anybody about the request. If you're willing to do the affirmative prayer every day for a week and you're willing to keep those confidential, then say yes in the comment section and Faith will add you to the God Squad for that purpose. If you would like to be a part of our online community and get announcements of everything that we're doing before we do it to the whole public, type more in the comment section and Faith will add you to the group, public group page. All right. And so our licensed practitioners, so Oz, you would think I'd never done this before. I don't know what's going on with me today. I think it's the time change. It's got me all messed up. Oz is available for what we call our 1 minute miracle. It's not a time for counseling. It is a time where you can share with him whatever you're experiencing, and he will stop, drop, and pray with you right then and there. And you can reach out to him through video chat. If he doesn't answer right away, it means he's on with someone else, and try back later. It's not a time for counseling, though. It's just a time to share what you're going through and let him pray for you right then and there. All right. Our licensed practitioners are available by appointment for a fee for spiritual guidance. What you do is you reach out to them either by Facebook or on our webpage and let them know that you would like prayer for something, or that you would like a session for spiritual guidance, and they'll let you know how to pay for it. I don't get involved in that. Each practitioner has their own business, whether they use Venmo or Cash App or Wise or PayPal. I don't know, but they'll let you know. And then they will video chat you at the appointment time. Okay. All right. And then, yes. It is that time. Oop. Okay, good. I have this on here. I have a different service up there. These are mala beads from Brooks and Bailey. These are amethyst, so they're $60. They have other mala beads that are like $30 on up, depending on what gem you want. They're wonderful people. All of their proceeds go to Rocky Mountain Lab Rescue. Excuse me. And you can contact them by brooksandbailey0307@gmail.com, or they have a webpage on Facebook. So anyway, okay, Faith.
And please check out my metaphysical shop. The website no longer works, but please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We plan on doing something for Thanksgiving. I haven't quite decided what I want to do yet, but definitely follow us so that you get updates on upcoming events, deals. You can also order by messaging us on Facebook or Instagram. We have intention jars as well as kits to make them yourself for whatever you are currently working on, as well as bath salts that have different herbs and essential oils to help draw in whatever you are working on as well. So please check us out.
Okay. This is the intention jar that Faith made me for prosperity. So I use that all the time. And you can see where the wax is just completely broken off because I handle it so much. Anyway, we have an adjunct to that from Angel Renee, who has intention candles and these tea bags that have herbs that help you focus and concentrate on your intention. So check out her Etsy store. The information is in the comments down there. All right. And then we have Reverend Fairy Lane Silver's website so that you can go and see what CDs you like. Her website, she can't change her website for some reason. And so she can't update it with how to pay. So she travels around the country singing. And so you get on the website, see what you want, and then email her and she'll let you know how to pay for it. And she carries her CDs around with her in her car as she's traveling around the United States. So she's really good about making sure that you get those. And again, she has great music. I'm trying to remember I don't remember which one that, but if you look up by the song, you can see which album it is that she has. And then we have Karen Drucker, who has gifted us with her entire collection of 20 CDs. You can buy the CD, buy the songbook. And she does have, a way to pay on her website. So you just go ahead and pay for it right then and there. But she has Songs of Spirit. I think it's one. Songs of Spirit, or just plain old Songs of Spirit, has all the gratitude stuff on it. So there's a whole bunch of gratitude chants, and they are awesome. Trust me, I love them. We're going to be doing some of that this month. So, and then check out our website at oasiscsl.org. On that, you will see all of the video sermons we have done over the last 3 years, and the audio sermons from years prior. And then we're also on YouTube and SoundCloud. But I got to tell you, I'm laughing now because we used to, when I would download the sermons from StreamYard here, they would automatically go onto YouTube. And for some reason, that stopped happening about 1.5 years ago. So all this time we've been saying, go to YouTube and check us out on S. Tucker. And it was all that's on there is up to about 1.5 years ago. So I'm busily sending stuff now. I've been uploading for the last 2 days, and hopefully we'll get caught up on that. But go there and check out all the sermons. The video sermons will be on YouTube, and the audio sermons will be on SoundCloud, and that is S. Tucker. So, all right, excuse me. I am going to have Oz go ahead and pray us out, and then I'm going to do the video just in case they mute us. I want to make sure we have everything that we would normally say to you said. Here you go. Poor Oz. He wasn't ready because I'm not doing the normal thing.
And the mute button was hidden. So I know right here, right now, that God's presence permeates all that we are, all that we think, all that we do. If we allow that presence to shine forth, perfect results arise. I give great thanks and gratitude for all the wonderful things that are here right now. And I know to expect more, for God's perfection shines through each and every moment. I allow that perfection to shine through with even greater glory and greater strength from here and forward. I know this is good and very good, and I give thanks that it is so, and so it is.
And so it is. So thank you for being here. I know there's 1,000 things everybody could be doing on a Sunday morning, so we're blessed to have you with us. Tune in every week, next week and every week at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. As I said, this is a 3-week series of gratitude, so don't miss a single one. And so in the meantime, stay safe, wear a mask. And here is a video by Daniel Nahmod called Grateful. Yeah, where is it? Huh.
Maybe once we find it.
Yeah, well, it's not the video that I'm not able to find. It's the being able to share my screen. Huh.
You should see something at the bottom that says present.
Yeah, I know, but it's not there. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I take all of you off, if maybe it comes up. Nope, it's not. Oh, there, present. Ha, it did. As soon as I took all of you out, it did. I love it when they make changes that are up, they update the software. Oh, dear. Okay.
There was no sound. So,
Really?
yes. So why don't we copy the link and put it in the comments?
Okay. Let me do that. Wow, that really bums me out. Okay, here we go. Huh.
Sorry, everyone. We'll put it in there for you.
Here you go. It is now in the. It is now in the. I don't know if you can. Can you link? Can you like click on it from that link?
I don't know, but I know it only posts to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living page.
Okay,
Well,
so
we'll
can
figure
you?
it out. It will be up there today.
Okay. Yeah, I think if I post the link like to both pages, just come either get on Just Tucker or get on let's see, is it this one? Huh? I lost all my comments and stuff. If you click on Oasis Center for Spiritual Living or Just Tucker, we will have those links up there posted just free, not connected to this video, because I think then you can just click on it and get right to it.
I think
Okay.
so.
Thank you, everybody. I'm glad you were here. We'll see you next week. Bye. We love you.